in the conference, 2-14 overall. We're gonna look now. We're just gonna stick with the habit of girls. It's going to be the Southwestern 2A girls. It's going to be East Rutherford, 5-0, 16-1 overall on the season. RS Central, 4-1, 11-8 overall. Then we have Shelby's girls, 3-2, 12-5 overall. East Gaston's girls is 2-3, 8-10 overall. South Point, 0-4 in the conference, 2-11 overall. And Chase girls team, 0-4, 3-13 overall. And those are the standings for the women's in the Southern Piedmont 1A and the Southwestern 2A. Let's look at the men's now.
Hunter, first off, you have a beautiful dog as your background. I just want to
Don't I?
You do.
You think so?
He's adorable.
Is
She.
It is a he. His name is Roscoe, and he's a
Great name.
2-year-old Boston
I
Terrier.
think a good dog name is underrated.
Isn't
you know,
it?
I
think
really,
so too.
I feel like, you have a good dog name. You gotta show it off.
I mean, you're right. What's another good dog name.
I mean, I feel like my dog has a pretty good name.
Well, all right.
Chief.
That's a good name.
And he's a shepherd.
That's
That's
a good name.
That's a good name.
That's
right? That was the name. I had the name for my dog before I had the dog.
You know what I think good names are though for dogs, and I know people are probably like, "What in the world are you talking about? Why are you talking about dog names?" Like, hey, you want to hear
We'll
this
get
too?
there.
We'll get there. We'll get there in a second. But I think like what makes a good dog's name is like titles, like sergeant, stuff like that, or like or just like names of things like Tank. That's
Tank.
it. That's a name.
I love Tank as like a really sarcastic name.
Yeah.
Give it to like a really like a
Chihuahua.
or a Chihuahua.
Chihuahua's like, come here, Tank.
And it just.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, come here, Killer, and it's just like a
I
little
had a dog
poodle.
named Killer,
It's
and it was a
little
Yorkie. Yeah, it was perfect.
It's great. It's great.
Okay, back to basketball, Hunter. Why don't you let the
Back to
people know?
basketball. Yeah, we're going to look at the Southern Piedmont 1A men's basketball standings. Lincoln Charter, 5-0, 15-5 on the season. Piedmont Community Charter, 3-2, 12-4 overall on the season. Cherryville is 3-2, 15-4 overall. Bessemer City 2-2 in the conference, 9-6 overall. Thomas Jefferson 1-3, 4-10 overall. And Highland Tech 0-5 in the conference, 8-9. That's an unfortunate ostrich egg right there. We're going to look now at the Southwestern 2A men's basketball standing. East Rutherford 5-0 going into tonight, 16-1 on the season. Shelby 4-1, 13-5 on the season. South Point 2-3, 10-8 on the season. RS Central 2-3, 12-7 on the season. Chase 1-4 in conference, 3-14 overall. And East Gaston 1-4, 7-11 overall. You see what I did there? 7-11. How can we help you tonight? And how we're going to help you tonight is by bringing you some more standings in the season in other conferences.
We've got the South Fork 2A girls leading things over there is the Newton Conover Red Devils. They're 9-0 in conference play, 15-4 overall. Vandy's in second at 5-4 in the conference, 11-5 overall. An identical record, the North Lincoln Knights coming into tonight, also 11-5 overall, 5-4 in conference play. Maiden in the fourth spot in the conference, 5-13 overall, 4-4 in conference play. Lincolnton at 7-9 overall, 4-5 in conference play. Lake Norman Charter 7-9, 3-6, and West Lincoln 4-14, 1-7. And we'll move into the Big South 3A girls. Leading things and one of the best girls teams that I've seen in the area, the Kings Mountain Lady Mountaineers, 15-2 overall record, 9-0 going into tonight in conference play. Ashbrook right behind them though, 12-5 overall, 7-2 in conference play. North Gaston also a solid team. You've got three good teams at the top of the Big South 3A girls, 13-5 overall, 6-3 in conference. Forest View is always that team that's always shows up with the girls. It's 10-9, 5-4 for the Lady Jaguars. Burns Bulldogs, they're 9-8, 5-4 in conference play. Hunter Huss 4-11, 2-7. Stuart Kramer 4-13, 2-7, and Crest 1-14, 0-9. And now we'll move over to the boys, and we'll go back to the South Fork 2A. East Lincoln, you heard them here. They got their win tonight. Tim Johnson and Ken Link on the call. Coming into tonight, we're 18-1, 9-0. They obviously improved. We'll talk about that game in just a little bit. Maiden comes into tonight at 17-2, 8-1, so a good top of the group right there you got in South Fork 2A. And not to be outdone, Lake Norman Charter, a solid team, only an 8-8 overall record, but a solid conference record at 6-3. Newton Conover in the middle of the pack, 11-8 overall, 5-4 in conference play. North Lincoln comes into tonight at 6-10, 3-6 in conference play. Vandy's right at 500, 8-8, but 3-6 in conference play. Lincoln at 5-12, 2-7. West Lincoln still looking for that first win of the year, 0-18, 0-9. And now we'll move into the Big South 3A boys bracket. And coming into tonight, 14-4, Kings Mountain 9-0 in conference play. But we had a good one over in South Gastonia between the Mountaineers and the Huskies. We'll talk about that in just a little bit as well. Ashbrook 13-6 overall, 8-1 in conference play. Hunter Huss 13-5 overall, 6-3 in conference play. Crest Chargers 10-9 overall, 5-4 in conference play. North Gaston Wildcats 7-12, 3-6. Forest View Jaguars 5-13, 3-6. The Burns Bulldogs 3-13, 1-8, and the Stuart Kramer Storm bringing up the rear 2-15, 1-8. So Hunter, you got anything before we head to our first commercial break? I'll take that as a
well, yeah. It's just a short thing. What do you think another good dog name would be?
Oh man.
Yeah. No,
you know, for the longest time, so I had Chief as my go-to, which I obviously went with, and my backup was Deacon.
Okay.
I feel like
that's a solid one.
That's a good. I feel like all my dog names are tailored to large dogs.
Yeah, that's mine. I love large breed dogs.
Yeah,
I prefer. Now, granted, the Boston Terrier's not, but my sister's got a Great Dane, so it kind of makes up the difference.
Yeah, no,
just
yeah,
a little bit.
It averages out.
It averages out. Yeah, and her
exactly
name is Olive, so I mean it's kind of
that's kind of a cool name.
That's kind of, and she's black like a black olive.
I've
so.
never heard a dog named Olive.
Well, hey, I mean, there you go.
Solid.
I mean, and okay, yeah, and that's all I needed. I just needed to know one more. But you want to know? I'll just say it. I think an overrated name for a dog, Max, or at least overused. Max.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
yeah.
Hey.
No, yeah, that's. I only know one person named Max. I feel like I know 17 dogs.
Oh yeah, that's exactly right. It's exactly right. And with that, we'll be right back with actually more sports and maybe some more dog talk.
We'll be right back on the Prep Scoreboard Show, only on KTZ Broadcast.
Smiles are the specialty. At Family Dentistry in Shelby, Dr. Stroud, Wilson, Thompson, and McCurry invite you in for all of your dental needs, from preventive care to cosmetic dentistry, from crowns and bridges to root canals and implants. For your appointment, call 704-482-3281 or visit the website at shelbydentist.net. Yes, smiles are the specialty at Family Dentistry in Shelby, located at 416 West Warren Street in Shelby. Kids love them. Hey, and you will too.
The Train Comfort Specialist. He's so reliable that buses set their schedules to him. Once, he was the best man for a guy he didn't even know. He's never used a snooze button. The unstoppable Train Comfort Specialist. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Your train dealer is Forest City Heated and Air at 457 South Broadway Street in Forest City. Call 828-245-1379. Remember, it's hard to stop a train. With CF Moto, you have the power to conquer more. From Rocky Creek beds to colossal mud pits to wooded mountainsides, CF Moto high-performance vehicles rip through the toughest terrain with ease. Outfitted with custom-designed, liquid-cooled 4-stroke engines and an unmatched assortment of standard features, the CF Moto ATVs and Side-X sides do more than crush trailheads. CF Moto, available now at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Buy more, save more at Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center in Shelby. Come in now and save up to $1,200 on select GE Profile appliance packages, refrigerators, dishwashers, ranges, and microwave ovens. Let Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center put a package together for you. Again, save up to $1,200 on select GE Profile appliance packages. Buy more, save more at Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center, 1241 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 3 on Saturday. What?
I know how things work. I know how to press buttons. Welcome back
Do you?
to the Prep Scoreboard Show.
Do you?
Listen, Hunter, it worked.
It worked.
That's
I mean, it was what?
I
Third try?
I was
Fourth try might be the
distracted.
charm.
I was distracted by your dog name comment. Listen,
Hey.
I immediately started going through the annals of my mind trying to find
Really?
dog names.
You thought that hard?
I did, man. Listen, dog names are it's
important.
It's a big
It's
subject.
what it's like for
And
the rest
that-
of his life. It's what you're gonna
that
call
takes
it
up a lot of space
until
in my
you
mind.
come up with a random nickname that has nothing to do with the dog, and you
God,
just call it that all the time.
Oh man, like God bless my dog. He must be either really smart or he just answers to any noise I make.
Yeah.
Because I'll just yell random stuff.
Well,
at him.
here's a
And
question
he'll
for
run
you.
into the room just
You know,
happy as all.
Greatest thing ever is, what do you call a dog with no legs? I don't care
Dog?
what you call it. It's not coming. I mean, it's
That
one
was
of
good.
those. It's one of those
That's
things,
good.
you know.
That's really good. Hunter.
Yeah.
That's really good. Okay, let's get back into some basketball. We've got final scores. Hunter, you want to start things off with those finals?
I have the final scores.
I see.
Oh, they're at the
see
bottom.
what I did
You're
for
right.
you, Hunter?
Dude, would you look at this?
See what I do for
Would
you?
you look at this? Yeah, I got a final score for you. South Point and East Rutherford. Final score is South Point with the victory. So actually, kind of a nail biter for high school
Yeah.
sports. It's usually it's either a nail biter or a blowout.
Yeah, there's
And
no
this one
blowout.
was kind of close, 69-72. So South Point came on top with the victory. Another game. East Gaston on top of Chase. This is another close one. It's a 2-point game, 51-49.
Just a couple quick things on both of those games.
Yeah.
Obviously, coming into tonight, we talked about how good of a record East Rutherford has. Is that their first? That's their first conference loss, right? They came in tonight, what, 18-1?
East Rutherford conference loss. Yes, they were
Yes.
5-0.
So now
Yes.
they're 5-1.
5
What's
and
their
1.
overall record?
It'll be 16-2.
So only the second loss of the year. That's a big win for South Point. I think that's got to be a confidence builder.
Yeah, that'll
Obviously-
bring South Point to 3-3 and
Mhm.
11-8 on the season.
And you know, we talk about during the football season how high powered that East Rutherford offense is in football. I feel like you've got to have a lot of those athletes transfer over into from football into basketball.
Right.
And East Rutherford, like we talked about, they've got as good as athletes as anybody around.
Yeah, and East Rutherford allowing 72 points. To me, that's
That's a
kind of
big-
high.
that's a- that's a big
That's a
number
lot
for
of
high
points
school.
for high school,
That's a big
especially for a
number.
team
Yeah.
going into tonight that
Had
has
such a good
scored. Not had just had a good record, but had scored 1,300 points so far and only allowed 953.
Yeah.
So like
That's a big
their
margin,
points
yeah.
for and points allowed. That's a big margin in
Yeah.
between.
Mhm.
So for them to let up 72, maybe it was just a defensive lapse tonight,
Yeah.
or South Point came to play. Also from the this is the Southwestern 2A Men's Basketball Conference. Shelby all over RS Central. They come out on top, 88-64.
Mhm.
Shelby then moves on to 5-1 in the conference, tied with East Rutherford with your conference win-loss, and then they are 14-5 on the season.
All right, now
It's
let's,
unfortunate loss
well,
for
that's
RS Central.
that's a obviously
They dropped to 2-4 and 12-8.
You talk about that loss
Mm.
for East Rutherford. You got to imagine Shelby getting on the bus on the way back. That's big to hear because obviously you need help. If you've got a team that's undefeated at the top of your chain, you're gonna need help at some point.
Yeah.
To try and claw back. Maybe you are able to split the doubleheader and get that second win in the matchup, but you needed help and you got it. And this is the one time I think you see Shelby pulling for South Point.
So that was the Southwestern 2A men's basketball. We're going to jump to the girls, just keeping in the same conference. Games as well tonight. Shelby on top of RS Central got that score 67-56. Shelby with the victory. And the other score we have from the women's is East Rutherford's women's beat South Point 72. Am I reading this correctly?
That is correct.
To 16.
Yeah. There's a running clock in basketball now for a reason.
Wait a minute now.
I listen. Chris Fenton at the Gaston Gazette from the Roundup, my boy, sent me some scores. That was on the list, and
That was on the list. Did he have a typo? Please tell me there was a typo.
No, he's a professional.
A professional typo.
He's a
I just
I think you can only hope for
South Point's women, and I am not, of course, picking. I'm just saying that to anybody.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's a tough one to go home with tonight, and unfortunate loss for South Point. Obviously, a great win for East Rutherford.
Yeah.
And you didn't write down. You said you had me. You didn't write down the final score for Chase and East Gaston.
I didn't find it.
You didn't find it.
Listen, I go.
If you didn't find it, that's fine.
I go
that's
on the
fine. We'll
interwebs.
just say we don't have it right
I go
now.
on the interwebs. I search my little heart out,
Yeah.
and that's
Little hard out.
no.
Little.
Listen, man.
You got, what is it, like the Grinch? Just like a little tiny heart? Are you you're basically heartless?
It's 2 sizes too small.
2 sizes too small.
It's a very serious medical condition.
Oh, gotcha. All right, now we'll jump over to the Southern Piedmont 1A men's basketball standings. Score tonight, Cherryville on top of Piedmont. Oh my! Why? I'm mad at myself that I said it that way.
We're fine.
Because I know
rolling.
Piedmont Community Charter 88 to 63. 88 to 63. That's the only. You got
that was Cherryville and yeah. So that's Lane Harrell.
Okay.
Looking at we just got a tweet in from Coach Scott Harrell. Lane finishes with 37 points, 14 rebounds. Justin Alexander with 21 points. Nathan Jeffers with 17 and 8. 37 and 14.
I was about to say
that's
a stat line if I've ever seen one.
That's a big line.
That's the only game we have final scores on right now. The other games that were being played from this conference was Bessemer City and Lincoln Charter, as well as Highland Tech and Thomas Jefferson. Don't have final scores on that. But
we had a couple. I found some private school games around the area.
Okay, I got you. Was that Cramerton Christian and Vandalia Christian.
Not Vidalia.
Vandalia. It's okay, so Cramerton Christian, Vandalia Christian, they played each other. Cramerton on top, 73-46. So
exactly.
if anybody is paying attention to those scores, there you
Try
go.
to keep,
Hey, we got something for you.
Try to find all the scores we can and give them to you. Never know who's listening, who might want to hear.
I just got word that 37 might be Lane's career high.
That's what I heard. Milton and I almost said Dilton and Manny.
Milton and Danny. Would you look
caught
at
the
that?
bug.
Caught the bug.
But yeah, no, I believe Danny was the one that said not only is that his career high, I think that was more than his dad Scott had ever scored in a game in Cherryville as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if that's the thing, okay.
Not bad.
It's not bad at all. 37, that's not bad at all. Southern Piedmont 1A women's finals from tonight. We do have the Lincoln Charter final. Oh, God, this is another one.
Nah, it's not pretty.
It's not pretty.
We got to say it.
I got to say it. Again, that's just, we have to say it. 56-8. Lincoln Charter women's Lincoln Charter women's on top of Bessemer City women's 56-8, and Cherryville on top of Piedmont Community Charter. Their women is on top 46-36. See if we got another score in here. We don't from any of the other conference games in the Southern Piedmont 1A girls basketball. Have some other prep schools out there. Gaston Day 45, Hickory Grove Christian 25, Vandalia Christian 49, Cramerton Christian 11, Tri-City Christian 58, Gaston Christian, was that 22 or 27?
27.
27.
My handwriting is atrocious.
I was not going to say anything.
It's not good,
but
it's okay.
I'm glad that Carson, you know, the first step to recovery is admittance.
Yes, you're
and
exactly right.
I'm so glad you admitted that you just have god-awful handwriting, because that's what it is.
I have known for a long time.
Are you aspiring to be a doctor?
You know, you're not the first person that said that. You're not the first. You're not the last.
I mean, or are you just a chicken? Chicken scratch.
It's a
Are you a chicken in disguise? Are you hiding?
I'm a chicken doctor.
So you're hiding from Chick-fil-A.
I don't hide from Chick-fil-A.
We are looking for a meal sponsor for Friday night.
I'm looking at you, Chick-fil-A of
Lincolnton.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm looking
come on now.
right at you, and I would love you even more than I thought I could love Chick-fil-A in the first place.
More scores.
More scores. Didn't get any out of the South Fork 2A girls, so if you are listening, please send us. We had East Lincoln, North Lincoln. I'm sure we could get Ken Lincoln, Tim Johnson to send us a scoring on that one. Had Lake Norman Charter Maiden and Bandy's Lincolnton on the docket for South Fork 2A girls. We'll jump into the Big South 3A girls, and we've got just about all the scores from that one tonight. Big win for Kings Mountain, 85-32 over Hunter Huss. Squeaker for Burns, the ladies win 56-52 over Stuart Kramer. North Gaston, a 49-38 win over the Forest View Jaguars. And there's another big deficit for you, Hunter. Ashbrook 61, Crest 16. And that's, oof. I mean, if you're Crest, I feel like you're much more used to giving that kind of beating out on the football field than taking one in the gym.
Yeah. I guess that's what they
Maybe a
just.
little
I guess
karma.
it's just one of those things where it's
Maybe
like, hey, they're like, at least there's football season,
Maybe
you know.
it's a little karma, maybe, you know, from all those beatings that the Chargers put down
When
on the
I
football
see
field.
scores like that, you know, I feel bad for the kids
Oh, obviously.
because obviously they're
Yeah,
they're not out there not trying.
Yeah.
They're out there really giving an effort.
Mhm.
You know, it's just
Sometimes the ball just doesn't roll your way.
yeah,
That's just
ball
life.
don't. What is the famous saying?
Who said it? Who said it though, Hunter? Tell me that.
Who said it?
Who said it? Who started it?
Oh God,
Oh, you know this. You know this.
I know this.
Yes, you do.
I probably do. The name's just not coming to me. I'll just say it. Ball don't lie.
She.
Rasheed Wallace.
Yeah.
Ball don't lie.
I don't lie. Every single time.
Is it bad? I about said Jackie Moon.
Only a little bit.
For those of you that do not
Only
know
a
who that
little
is, just I promise you it's worth the look up
Well,
because
see, the reason Sheed would always yell it was because he'd get teed up.
right.
Somebody else would shoot the
The
technical
yeah,
free throw.
yeah,
They'd
and-
miss it, and
It's
he'd
ball don't lie.
Well, that's
It
a
don't
great
lie,
line. That's a
and
great
that's
line.
what you say every time someone goes to the foul line and misses. Ball don't lie.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
when you do make it, ball don't
Ball
lie.
don't lie. All right, so let's jump now into the South Fork 2A men's standings. You heard it on WLON. Tim Johnson, Ken Link had the call. East Lincoln 80, North Lincoln 51. Will Deadman for North Lincoln led the scoring there. It was with 19. Justin Kuthin, I believe, is it Justin?
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it's Kuthon or Kuthin.
Either way, he dropped 34 points.
I've watched the kid play. I'll comment on this. I wasn't there, but if I'm not mistaken, he's listed at 6'6",
Mm-hmm.
and I think he's just a junior. He's still got another year to go.
Mm-hmm.
This kid's special.
Yeah.
The kid is
East Lincoln,
special, and
they can produce
East-
some athletes.
East Lincoln and see, that's what's so crazy is I don't think he's like the crazy. Obviously, he's not the best athlete on the team. Sidney Dollar is by a long shot the best athlete on the team.
Yeah.
But Kuthin, he is so fundamentally sound
Yeah.
in the paint and underneath the basket.
That's something that's underutilized, and especially.
I watched
mean,
a game against Maiden, who at the time was second in the conference,
Mhm.
and he only missed 5 shots out of like 20.
I mean, that's post moves. Not only do people really teach post moves from the offensive side,
Yeah.
they don't teach you how to defend it anymore. So especially when
Well-
you've got a kid who's that technically sound, that fundamentally sound, and he's able to just go to work down low.
Yeah.
All you can do is feed it.
What hurts high schools when it comes to playing against the team that has a guy his size who knows post moves is not every high school has got a guy at the next
can body up to him.
that can body up to him. But not only that, most high schools their tallest player might be 6'2", and if he is even getting looked at the next level, that's a
He's a
guard.
guard.
Even
That's a
Kuthon
two-guard
right,
at
even
best.
Kuthin right now,
He's at best a
6'6",
wing.
that's a wing or a guard.
Yeah.
So for him to have great post moves, if he grows, I mean, he's already fundamentally sound. So, and I've seen his father. His father has talked to me, Ken, and Tim before after games. He's a very tall man. So genetic, I'm just saying
got the
genetic-wise,
genes for it.
yeah, the genes, I mean, they're going to be bigger genes, okay? The
Yeah.
ones he's wearing now, he's
Yeah.
going to grow out of, okay?
All right, so let's get back into South Fork 2A. Maiden with a 78-69 win over Lake Norman Charter, and I know, Hunter, hold it back. You can do it. I believe in you. And let's jump back over into the Big South 3A, and with the men, Ashbrook with a clean sweep over Crest tonight, 69-61 winners over the Crest Chargers. And also getting a big win over previously undefeated in conference Kings Mountain. Hunter Huskies come out and defend home floor. 73-63 are able to defeat the Mountaineers. And I mean, if you're Hunter Husk, that's a really big win. You've got
Yeah.
multiple. I mean, Zeke Littlejohn's is a D1 commit to Maryland Eastern Shore. You've got Kobe Pacehour, who is a D1 football player. You've got
Yes.
his brother Eli,
Yeah.
who is as tough a player in the area really as you're going to come out and see, as emotional a player. He's really the guy that on the defensive side of the ball gets things started and keeps things going for the Mountaineers. So for Huss to be able to come out and obviously get a big win, knock Kings Mountain from the ranks, the undefeated in conference play, I mean, that's that's as much of a confidence builder as I think anything. Obviously, you come off last week a tough loss to Ashbrook and your rival, but now I think maybe Huss can get something going. Huss plays a lot like Carolina, and that's not only because Walt Wallace, the head coach, is arguably one of the biggest Carolina fans I've ever seen in my life, but he runs that Roy Williams slap and go, play good tough half court defense,
transition,
turn that into quick transition. And you've got the athletes at Hunter Huss. You've got Dontavius Nash. You have one of the smoothest players that I've seen in the area, in DeAndre Haskins. Or his name will come to me eventually. I mean, he's a guy who there's no effort in anything he does. Every shot he takes is easy. Nothing seems out of the flow of the game. I mean, those are guys that, he's got a very mature game to be a junior.
Yeah. I just got one question for you. Then, what's the name of the Hunter Huss Husky? What's his name? We've been sitting here with the first part. We're talking about dog names and
I've never heard like a name for it. It's just the Husky.
Well, okay, Husky obviously is a breed of dog. What name do you want to give him?
Well, it's got to be something with an H, obviously.
No.
Come on, dude.
I'm not gonna call him Harry Husky.
No. That honestly might be it. And I
It might be.
It might be.
It might be. I'm out here like, why don't you give him like a dope name?
Daniil Mackins. That's.
I thought you were saying that was the name of the Husky, and I was about to be.
It might be after this year.
Wait.
But I mean, listen, if it's gonna be a name, it's gotta be an H name.
No, I'm thinking like give him a dope name like Scout. Scout the Husky. That's kind of dope.
There's only been an actual live Husky at really a handful of games.
I just got it. I have a listener, and he's giving us the one.
All right.
You've seen it.
Oh man,
you've seen it.
Oh man,
Huckleberry Husky.
That's not bad.
I mean, it's not bad.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. When you say Huckleberry, though, most people are probably gonna think of like a bloodhound.
Finn.
Yeah, Huckleberry or a bloodhound.
That is a very bloodhound.
That's a
name.
very like pointer type dog,
Irish setter.
Yeah,
that kind of.
But keeping with the H, Huckleberry Husky of Hunter Huss.
Oh man,
say that.
That is a mouthful.
Okay, ladies and listeners tonight, if you can say that 5 times fast, Kevin Hastings has called me and told me that he will give $100 to someone that'll post it on our Twitter. Tag us on Twitter if you saying Huckleberry Husky, the Hunter Huss Husky.
5 times fast.
5 times fast. $100
errors.
$100 on the line from Kevin Hastings.
Okay. Well, we've got you caught up on scores. We're going to come back, talk a little bit more. God knows what Hunter will get into. Really,
at this point, it's just,
anything is possible, really. But we're going to be right back on the Prep Scoreboard Show, only on KTC Broadcasting.
At Renato Kia in Shelby, servicing your vehicle is never a hassle. Their team of expert technicians ensure that your vehicle is serviced the right way the first time. Plus, Renato Kia offers pickup and delivery from your home or office up to 25 miles, plus service loaners and appointments on Saturdays. Enjoy their showroom with Wi-Fi, snacks, and coffee. Also express service, and you can get in and back to your life. Visit Renato Kia today. Best service, best prices, best selection, one location. Renato Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, right below the Cleveland Mall.
S&M Sports Shop is your dealer for Under Armour sports apparel in Cleveland County. Come by and see the selection of Under Armour shirts, shorts, shoes, socks, and sunglasses. S&M is also your team outfitter for all local schools in whatever sport you play. They have letter jackets for all local high schools. Plus, S&M is your headquarters for Oakley Sunglasses. For all your athletic needs, go to S&M Sports Shop. They're located at 707 South Lafayette Street in Shelby.
You'll find a little bit of everything at Shelby Hardware. Come see their selection of sleds. There's plenty of old man winter left. You'll find flexible flyers, plastic disc sleds, snowboards, and more. Plus case knives, college and NFL flags, doormats, lodge cookware, caribou and orca coolers and tumblers. Plus pellet and lump coal charcoal grills by Primo and Louisiana Grill, and White Mountain ice cream freezers. So slide into Shelby Hardware, 506 South Lafayette Street in Shelby.
Winter weather can be rough on your car. Now, we've always thought of S&R Auto Sales in Shelby as your pre-owned vehicle headquarters, but don't forget about the S&R Auto Sales detail shop. Pickup and delivery is available. Take it from me. They'll do the best job ever, inside and out. For your next vehicle, see S&R Auto Sales in Shelby and keep your car looking great with a visit to the S&R Auto Sales detail shop, both located at 417 South Post Road in Shelby. For over 100 years, the Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home in Falston has been providing services to families of our community with care and compassion. And now the Stamey Funeral Home has added the Cremation Center along with a new name, the Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home and Cremation Center. The Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home and Cremation Center on Highway 182 in Falston, and the Stamey Funeral Home in Cherryville, located on Dixie Street in Cherryville, serving you with care and compassion in your time of need. If you're one of the many elderly residents of Cleveland County, the Transportation Administration of Cleveland County and Cleveland County Transit is here for you, transporting the elderly and disabled residents of Cleveland County with safe, dependable transportation with professional drivers. All vans are ADA compliant with wheelchair lifts. Cleveland County Transit offers a big city-style bus service in a small van with 34 stops in Shelby. For more information, call Cleveland County Transit at 704-482-6465 for more information.
Doctor, what's...
Now they are.
All right.
So
We
Hunter,
just-
Hunter, you got to walk back a statement.
I got to walk back a statement. I did say it, but we didn't realize our mics were off. Got to walk back a statement. There really is no money on the line.
Sadly.
Sadly, I know. I probably got some of your hopes up. There is no money
Well, if
on
there
the
was
line.
money on the line, it was coming out of your pocket, Hunter.
Yeah, I mean, if there was money on the line, I'd be giving it to you. I'm a broke college student. I do not have the kind of money to give you.
To give away.
Yeah,
I
to
couldn't
just give away.
I've got
But
like
now I
7
will say this: if you do want to try saying the Huckleberry Husky of
Huckleberry the Hunter Husky.
yeah, Huckleberry the Hunter Husky 5 times fast and tag us on Twitter at KTC Broadcasting, we'll give you a retweet.
We
just want you to be interactive with us. You know, it's late at night.
Oh, see now Kevin's sending us a list of HU names.
Yeah, he's
And there's
sending
some
us
good ones.
There are
There's some good
names.
ones. There's Hugo, but that's already the
That's
Hornets.
the Hornets. yeah.
Hudson's not a bad one. There's a couple in here that I just don't care to pronounce at all.
I mean, and we did. If you do this and you interact with us on Twitter, you can say it 5 times fast.
And give us a good another name.
Yeah, 5 times fast. Okay, there's like no slip up, nothing.
We want it
Tight. There might be a T-shirt online, maybe. We'll see.
There could be a selection of a T-shirt. Maybe we'll give you an option. You get to pick one.
If
But
we get enough submissions, who knows? We might just put names in a hat, draw it out, say, hey,
there you go.
Congratulations.
You're not wrong. Okay, so before we get back,
we're trying to roll with this thing. I think we've got a great idea for how to, because we want you guys to be
want
interactive.
interaction.
We want interaction.
Yeah.
All right, it's a long night. We have to get all these scores in. We want you guys to interact with us. That's why we're talking about dog names.
dog names. It's not a bad topic.
It's not a bad topic.
I don't think anybody gets mad when you talk about
But you know
dog
what we
names.
really need to talk about that everybody probably wants to hear about? We're going to hit on it more probably tomorrow morning.
Oh, yeah.
But for those of you that do not know, if you did not keep up with KTC Broadcasting, you should on Twitter. Go ahead and follow them on Twitter, KTC Broadcasting.
KTC Broadcasting.
Yep, at KTC Broadcasting. Me and Carson. thanks to Calvin and Kevin and the gang here,
Mm-hmm.
were able to be sports reporters essentially.
Basically
professionals.
Yeah.
We were in Atlanta Monday
Mm-hmm.
for Super Bowl opening night. Again, we'll probably talk more about this in the morning.
We'll have clips and everything.
Yeah, we'll have clips. We got a lot of interviews. We
Yeah.
actually got more interviews than I thought we were really going to get.
Yeah, turned out really good. Really good.
I may have got to talk to a star running back. I'm going to tease that a little bit.
And I don't mean to one-up you, but I did talk with the special teams coordinator.
Yes, you did.
No.
You talked to
Yeah.
the special teams coordinator.
Listen, we had a great talk. He even asked me what my name was as I was leaving, so maybe I left an impression.
I may have taken a picture with a podcaster that eventually got kicked out. I mean, hey. If that's
For
not a
having fake
highlight
credentials.
for having fake credentials, I was like, hey, I just took a picture. What was so funny is I took a picture with him.
I wonder what the timeline was in between taking the picture and getting kicked
I
out.
know. That's what I'm.
Like,
That's
how
what I
soon?
want to know because he was standing there. I'm not gonna name drop.
Attaboy.
I'm not gonna name
What a
drop.
pro.
I'm not gonna be that
What a
guy.
pro.
But I will name drop who I shook hands with. I don't care. I'm not. But so I mean, I tap him on the shoulder. I'm like, yo, big fan. I literally just listened to today's because we did on
Yeah,
our
on
way
the way
down.
down.
We just listened to the new episode that dropped on the way down. Big fan of yours. Would you mind if we took a picture? And then, so of course we took a picture. He was waiting amongst like the 100 of reporters that were trying to get in Bill Belichick's face.
Ooh, God.
I was like, more power to you, dude, because a guy with a big old camera kicked me out of the way. So I was like, more power to you. And but after that, then I see on Twitter, like when it's all said and done and we're heading back to North Carolina, I'm like, oh my God, he got kicked out.
Yeah, it did.
It's like, dude,
Yeah, it did.
that's all. And what I found out is that he got detained. He got detained for that
mean,
and questioned by the
I
FBI. For real.
I mean, think
because they wanted to know where he was getting the fake credentials
yeah,
from.
think about what all we had to go through just to literally go through everything.
Oh,
that
I know.
We did that day.
I know. We walked.
How many security checkpoints we went through? How many drug and bomb sniffing dogs we walked past?
Those people.
when you
And
brought
I'm glad it's like that.
Yeah, no, definitely. When you brought your bag in with the camera to get into media day, you had to go through the side over there. A dog specifically smelled your bag.
Yeah, I had to smell my bag,
Everything
make
that-
sure I wasn't smuggling
How did he
something.
get through? How does a fake pass get through?
I
You
don't
have to
know.
go through all that.
I don't know. I heard because let me see, that happened on a Monday, and they record their shows to go up on Wednesday on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
So he was doing that, and I listened to the Wednesday podcast, and he said what he did was he walked in with some established media guys that
In
he
like a
knew
group.
with a group. So I guess he just kind of like, we're just kind of like, yeah, I'm here.
It's kind of like walking into a club with a bunch of people. You just like
Yeah.
weasel your way in.
Yeah, it's like I'm with them.
No, we're together.
We're together.
Yeah.
Hey, Tommy, you remember me, right? Yeah, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. But Media Day was really fun.
Yeah, it was
You know, we got a bunch of interviews. You can actually find those interview snippets. KTC Broadcasting YouTube channel as
Yes.
well.
Yep.
Sent some of those in. Carson was happy and giddy as all get out to be
man.
around his Los Angeles Rams.
I
We had to be professional, in which he was. I
I
was very
was.
proud of him.
Listen, I was okay, Hunter. When I walked back through the tunnel,
Yeah.
I told you that I got a smooth 5 feet away from Tom Brady.
I know this.
It was one of those moments.
And I had
where-
a smooth handshake with Tim Calishaw.
You did.
That's the
You
name
did.
drop.
You did.
That's the name
There
drop.
it is.
Mic drop.
Boom.
That's the name drop.
Boom. But Tom Brady, and you know, I've told this to several people, and I usually get one of two reactions. It's
Yeah.
like the one that's nice. Oh man, that's really cool. Like Tom Brady, he's such a good football player. Then there's the other side. Where people are like, why didn't you punch him in the face?
Yeah. People, you know,
There's
there's
no
the
in
love-hate
between.
relationship with anybody
And,
that's associated
and,
with
you
the
know,
Patriots.
First, and I gave about 3 different reasons for
Yeah.
why I didn't punch Tom Brady in the face. 1, I'm a professional.
Yes.
I'm a pro.
Yes.
2, he had 5 security guards around him.
You wouldn't have even the second
I
your
would've
fist got
cocked
caught back.
I would have lunged at him, and I would have left the building with no teeth, and I probably wouldn't be here right now.
Man.
Third, Tom Brady is it's almost, as much as I don't like Tom Brady, he was like really nice to the people he was around.
Yeah.
And that almost made me like him even less.
Because he's just so nice.
He's so nice.
What?
Like, you shouldn't. I shouldn't.
Can I
hate
tell you
that
something, though?
much And you also be a nice person.
Can I tell you something? I'm actually jealous. I'm
it
actually jealous. And you want to know why I'm jealous? Because I couldn't even get within like 15 feet of
It
Tom
was an
Brady.
accident.
Because of how
Complete
many
accident.
reporters around him.
The timing. Hunter.
Yeah.
Everything had to happen perfectly. Because that hallway, it came to a T,
Mhm.
and then you had to take the hall.
Where we got lost like multiple times.
Yes, in the bowels of State Farm Arena.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was literally I'm on my phone, like I'm checking something. I look up, I double take, and I'm like, that is Thomas
sir, is
Edward Brady. That is that dude right there in the flesh.
That mama, there goes that man. Literally.
He's right there, Mom.
Literally.
Like,
Jesus.
and he's first off, a couple of things. He's taller than I thought he would be.
He's 6'4".
I understood that he was tall, but it was like, man, you are like not like you're not media report 6'4". You are 6'4".
Yeah, you're legit 6'4".
He's also a pretty skinny dude. He is not.
He takes
big.
pretty good. He's in shape.
Yeah, no, he is super in shape. He's a guy who's into yoga and all the flexibility and all that stuff. But Hunter, he's 6'4". If I didn't, go read the media listing,
Yeah.
I would maybe say he's a $180, $190. He is not a big dude.
Jesus.
But he can sling it, and that's all that really matters.
Right.
When you don't get hit ever, except
Yeah.
on Sunday by Aaron Donald. But that's beside the point. But Hunter, honestly, we were talking about our interviews that we did, and obviously, I mean, getting to talk to the special teams coach for me is a super niche thing. I talked about Greg Zerline, and I talked
Greg the leg.
and I talked about the long snapper.
Yeah.
I feel like nobody else, if nothing else, talked to him about his long snapper.
Yeah.
Jake McQuaid is a great. The Rams have three special teams Pro Bowlers. I mean, they obviously didn't go, but you have Greg Zerline, you have Johnny Hecker, and you have Corey Littleton, who was a starting linebacker, but he's a special teams Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
Just getting to talk to him. I mean, like you said, I'm a Rams fan, so I liked that sort of really niche-y, in-depth sort of questions I was able to ask him. But I mean, he's a guy. I don't know if Hunter. He was really engaging. He was really. He gave me some really good answers. I actually impressed him by telling him something he didn't know, and I really hope we caught that on the audio.
We probably did.
God, I hope so. I really hope so. But
Why don't you go to KGC's YouTube channel
there it
and
is.
double check
Drop.
it? Yeah.
There's the drop.
There's the drop.
Hunter, tell the people your favorite thing from out of everything. I have a guess, but why don't you tell the people?
Well, what's your guess?
Todd Gurley.
I mean, how many people? Because I'll admit it. I'm a Georgia fan. People that listen Saturday mornings, they know I'm a Georgia fan. Todd Gurley played at Georgia. He also is from the state of North Carolina. It's easy for me to say Todd Gurley's my favorite player in the NFL, and for me to have said that I was legit within 2 feet of him and just maybe asked him 2 questions.
Yeah.
I will say
that
this,
was
though,
really
Carson.
cool.
Did you like how they set it up? We'll talk, obviously, more about Media Day in the morning, but did you like how they set it up with boots? I hated it, personally.
It was tough.
Because
you had to be very assertive to get to ask questions.
And the only reason I hated it was because if they were Jared Goff, Sean McVay, Bill Belichick, or Tom Brady, there was no way
Impossible.
you were getting to
You
him.
had to camp out the night before.
Yes, absolutely. You had to basically tent.
And also just be borderline violent.
Yeah, borderline violent.
I mean,
Throw
it
elbows.
Was wild. I mean,
Don't worry, people. We will end this show with scores. I know we're coming up to it.
We're gonna hit you over
but
the head
we're
with some scores.
waiting for more scores to come in through the Twitter sphere.
We're checking violently.
We're trying. We're just giving you information. But if you want to hear more about our experience at Media Day, we will more than likely be talking about this as well in the morning. Saturday morning sports talk show brought to you by Campers Inn and
breakfast by
Mitchum's Kitchen.
Hunter, what are you gonna have tomorrow morning? Steak and egg?
Yeah, steak and egg.
Dude, I slept on the steak and egg for so long.
Yeah.
And then Terry, God bless Terry Reinhardt.
Terry he did it on his own.
Terry literally, first off, Terry brought in a steak biscuit when I was on my pancake kick.
Yeah,
And-
yeah.
And I looked over at Terry and was like, man, Terry, that looks like a pretty good biscuit.
He was like, "You want to trade?"
And Terry, I thought he was joking. I was like, oh, yeah, Terry, like, come on, bring it. And he was like, he sticks it out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Terry,
You serious?
are you serious right And he's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear Terry right now.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I made the mistake of eating it, and now I love it. Like, I don't.
It's great.
It is one of the best things.
Right,
And-
but
and-
Mitchum's, we're not trying to rub elbows with you for anything. But in all seriousness, if you're going to Mitchum's Kitchen in the morning for breakfast, and you haven't had the steak and egg biscuit, if
They
you want
have
to
all-
throw cheese on it, go right ahead.
Another thing, they have all you can eat pancakes there.
Dude, that's dangerous.
And the thing about it is, I feel like that's almost a setup because their pancakes are so
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
and thick with 2 C's.
Yeah.
Like that.
2
is-
C's.
2 C's.
Yeah, for those of you that don't understand what we're talking about, you'll have
You
to
will,
just
one day.
one day you'll
One day you'll
understand
get
what
it.
it means when we say thick with 2 C's.
One day that'll be just vernacular that
Yeah,
everybody
it'll just-
understands.
You got to remember, you're listening to two late, early, mid 20-year-olds. This is.
Yeah. This is what the show has devolved.
This is what, thank you, America. We're taking over now, okay?
Okay, Hunter. Well, we're just about to the end of our rope here. At
Yeah,
the
we got
Prep
about
Scoreboard
3
show.
minutes, 3 or 4 minutes.
Before
Yeah.
we get out of here, let's go over these scores one more
Yeah.
time, and then we will make sure that the people watch our Saturday sports show tomorrow morning, brought to you by
Campers Inn,
and breakfast brought to you by
Mitchum's Kitchen.
There it is. Hunter, give the people the scores.
All right, what we're going to do here is I'm going to get these back in front of me, and I'm just going to go no random
Run
order.
through it, yeah.
Southern Piedmont 1A girls scores for you. The ones that we have: Lincoln Charter over Bessemer City, 56-8, and Cherryville over Piedmont Community Charter, 46-36. Some other scores from the surrounding area for that day schools is Gaston Day 45, Hickory Grove Christian 25, Vandalia, is that the correct?
Vandalia, you're right.
Vandalia Christian 49, Cramerton Christian 11, Tri-City Christian 58, Gaston Christian 27. Again, Southern Piedmont 1A girls. Now we're just going to do the Southern Piedmont 1A men's basketball score that we have. That is, in fact, Cherryville 88-63 over Piedmont Community Charter. Mr. Harrell, what we are I believe it's, I don't know if it's been confirmed yet, career high 37 points out of
And
Mr.
14
Harrell.
rebounds, a big double-double.
Big stat line. Southwestern 2A girls basketball got a big score right here, 67-56. Shelby over RS Central, and then I gotta read it. East Rutherford on top of South Point, 72-16. Those are the only scores we have for the Southwestern 2A girls. Now we're going to get to the Southwestern 2A men's basketball scores from the night. Close one between East Rutherford and South Point. South Point able to knock off East Rutherford, who was top in the conference until tonight, was undefeated in the conference until tonight, 72-69. And another score, East Gaston on top of Chase, 51-49. And then the kind of blowout out of the 3 games tonight, it was Shelby 88, RS Central 64. Take it away, my associate Carson.
All right, we'll start in the Big South 3A girls ranks. Kings Mountain, no problem with Hunter Huss, 85-32. Burns, close winner over Stuart Kramer, 56-52. North Gaston, 49-38 winner over Forest View. Ashbrook girls, no problem with Crest, 61-16. Moving into the South Fork 2A boys ranks, it's East Lincoln, and you heard it here on WLON, 80-51 over North Lincoln. Justin Couthen, 34 points in that one. Maiden over Lake Norman Charter, 78-69. And then over in the Big South 3A boys, we had Hunter Huss with a little bit of I wouldn't want to call it a full upset, but a big win for the Huskies nonetheless, 73-63 over Kings Mountain. Ashbrook in a close one over Crest, 69-61. And that's all we have for the Big South 3A. We got a couple more that are staring me right in the face as well. JV boys tonight, East Gaston 60, Chase 53. And we had some girls middle school basketball from Thursday night. Belmont 32, WC Friday 20. Amy Graham with 14 points. Peyton Conroy with 8, leading Belmont. Anaya Porter with 10 points for WC Friday, and Megan Towery dropping in 6. So it's 11 o'clock, Hunter. It's time for us to go home.
Yeah.
Had a good show, the Prep Scoreboard show, and we're still looking for 2 things, a title sponsor and a food sponsor. So if you're out there and you want to sponsor high school sports and sponsor putting some food in two grown men bellies.
Grown men, but also you can't forget. I mean, we're struggling college students. Okay,
Listen.
Sometimes all I have is a pack of crackers.
Everything is appreciated. That's the way I'm going to put it.
Yeah.
Everything is appreciated.
Everything is appreciated.
Listen in tomorrow morning, Saturday morning sports talk brought to you by
Campers Inn.
Breakfast brought to you by
Mitchum's Kitchen.
That's right. Myself, Hunter, Kevin.
Definitely
and
want to
Terry.
tune in tomorrow because we will.
We're gonna have a lot.
We're gonna have a lot
We're
to
gonna
talk
have a
about
lot.
tomorrow. You know, big NBA transactions, Super Bowl being
We didn't
Sunday.
even talk about Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah,
getting
it's
traded.
okay. We'll do it in the
We'll do it
morning.
in the morning.
We'll do it in the morning. Not to mention Super Bowl is Sunday,
Yeah, it
and then
is.
we're going to talk about me and Carson's experience at the Super Bowl experience.
Yes.
Literally, it was called
It was
Super
called
Bowl.
the NFL
At
experience,
NFL
yeah.
experience at Super Bowl opening night. I want to just call it media day, but opening night. That's essentially what it was. So remember, tune in the morning. Thank you guys for listening tonight. What's I forgot what's the name of this? The something post game show? Just the prep scoreboard show.
Hunter doesn't even know the name of the show he's on.
Hey, I can't.
At least you're open about it.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta give me the honesty.
All right.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
There it is. We were waiting on that one. So for myself, Carson Dockery, Hunter Yancey, and everybody here at KDC Broadcasting, we'll see you tomorrow morning for Saturday morning sports talk, only on KDC Broadcasting.
Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, with over 100 years of combined motorcycle experience. Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Why service your vehicle at Renato Honda in Shelby? Well, the answer is simple. Their Honda Masters certified technicians aim to make your life easier with pickup and delivery up to 25 miles. Service loaners are available.